it's Jen from Tested, here to tell you about some of my favorite things I discovered this year that made 2020 a little brighter and more bearable. The first thing is this new material, new to me, HD High Density EVA Foam. This is made by our friends at SKS Props, and they are accomplished foamsmiths, so they engineered this specifically for their cosplay needs. It's very soft and flexible, it's very easy to sand and carve. I use this to make a huge foam character wig for my Halloween costume this year, and it was my first time ever using EVA foam, but I have to say, this is super approachable and accessible as a medium. You really only need a few tools to manipulate this. I just used a heat gun to sort of form and round it, and then a Dremel tool to sand in some of the texture details. The foam comes in 3 different thicknesses that I was able to find. There's a thin 2mm foam. There's also a medium thickness. This is a 6mm thickness. And then there's a much thicker, more rigid 10mm foam, so you can kind of see the difference there between them. So for my wig, I was able to use all 3 of these to make the cap for my head. That was out of the 6mm stuff. Then I used this thicker 10mm to make the skeleton structure to sort of hold the shape of the wig. And then I skinned the whole outside with this 2mm thin material. And I was able to use the Dremel to sand in, to sort of carve some strand details to really get some texture to disguise the foam to look like hair. But you could really, you could make this look like scales, you can make it look like metal, you can apply all sorts of different paints and finishes. This takes paint really well. I found these FX plaid paints, and these work really great for the HD foam. They're specifically designed for cosplay, so they will stretch. So if you have a costume that needs to sort of bend and flex in different directions, the paint will stretch with your material. So the HD foam for me was a huge revelation. I am super excited to make a lot more projects with it. Definitely check this out if you're going to be doing some cosplay builds. Well, from the foam, that's a perfect segue into my next favorite thing, which is this little Dremel tool. This is the Dremel STYLO 2050, I believe is the model number. This is a smaller rotary tool. I was gifted this last year for Christmas, and I was thrilled to get this. It's a lower RPM tool, so you're not going to be like grinding metal or anything, but it's great for model making, any type of hobbyist work, engraving, and it worked perfectly for sanding the foam. I just have a grinding bit in here, a stone grinding bit, but obviously there's lots of different fittings and bits that you can put on there for sanding and polishing and engraving. It has 5 different speeds, so you can adjust the speed setting with this little dial. And the thing I love about it is it's pretty small, and it's very ergonomic. So there's a sort of depression here for your finger, and it holds like a pen, so you can almost kind of draw with it, which is really nice for doing the strand details on the foam. You get a lot of control by holding it this way. So if you're looking for a gift for a hobbyist or model maker, I was thrilled to receive this. This is a great thing, and you can also build on that with some of the little kits that come with different grinding and sanding attachments for this tool. Once you've made all of your mess building in your studio, you can use my next favorite thing to clean it all up. This is a 5-gallon, relatively small shop vac. This is a wet-dry combination vac, so you could soak up kind of wet messes with this. It also works great for things like sawdust and metal shavings. I used it to clean out a CNC. I was able to clean my car with this thing. I did an absurd amount of research before buying this because I was looking for something pretty specific. I wanted something that was small. There's shop spaces at a premium in my studio, so I wanted a small footprint, but something that was pretty powerful and also had the ability to switch between wet and dry messes. This is also a bagless machine, so you just take the top off and the inside is just pretty much an open canister. There's a reusable filter inside which you can change out for wet vacuuming, and then it does come with a few accessories in the base kit. There's an extension arm so you can reach kind of tall places and a couple of different nozzles. I did buy some additional accessories for it, some brushes and narrow nozzles for specialty jobs. But overall, it pretty much has everything that you need. The button here on the top, I really like this. It's almost like an arcade button. It's really satisfying. It's got a nice long 8-foot cord and a pretty long hose here, so you can reach without having to pull the vacuum, but it does have wheels, so you can kind of drag it with you. And I'm very pleased with it. It does what it needs to do. It doesn't take up too much space in my studio, and for about $50, it's a great tool. My last favorite thing this year is something I've been meaning to invest in for a while, but I've been doing a lot more project documentation at home, so I figured it was time to finally pull the trigger on this. And these are the Rode Wireless Go microphone kit. It's basically two little tiny packs. So there's a transmitter and a receiver, and this allows you to record wirelessly into your smartphone or a regular camera and capture some really high quality audio. So again, I did a ton of research on this. I was looking for something that would allow me to operate wirelessly because I'm shooting myself and I'm moving around my studio, so being wired in is not really an option. So I wanted something that would capture high quality sound, give me the mobility, and also something that was pretty straightforward interface. I'm not super techy with all of the audio stuff, but I did my research. I ran this by the Tested team and got the thumbs up. And the way it works is you have a transmitter pack. So this is just a little box. It's quite small. This is smaller than any loft pack that I've used. And it has a clip on the back, so you can clip that onto your shirt. There is actually a microphone built in if you wanted to use the onboard mic. I opted to get the wireless Go Lav. So this little microphone will clip onto your shirt. You run your wire to the pack. This can just clip into your pocket, and it's super lightweight. You don't even notice it's there. Then that will wirelessly transmit to the receiver, and this plugs into your smartphone. So there are a couple of cables that you'll need to get if you want to use this with your smartphone. Coming out of the receiver, there's a, this is called the SC7 that Rode sells. This is a TRS to TRRS patch cable. It's basically just a more defined signal that you're getting the audio into your phone. And then if you are using an iPhone like I am, you'll need an additional cable to convert from TRRS to Lightning. So I have this cable here from Saramonic. It sounds complicated. Once you have this setup figured out, it is so simple and streamlined. I keep this all set up, that's plugged in. I keep this plugged in. I just pop them on the charger overnight, and they're pretty much good to go. The interface on these is foolproof. You turn on the receiver, and there's a little screen here that will show you the battery life of both units. There's an option to increase your audio gain. There's 3 different audio levels, and you basically just pair these once and you're all set. For what I need, for the price point that I was looking for, this is pretty much the best that I could find, and it's been super reliable. I haven't had any clipping or anything dropping out. I just plug it in, I do my builds, and I know that I'm gonna be set with this audio. If you're looking for a gift for yourself, perhaps, and you want to upgrade your audio equipment, this is a great way to go. Yeah, those are some of my favorite things I discovered in 2020. Hopefully that gives you some inspiration for gift ideas, either for yourself or for a maker in your life. Stay safe out there, happy holidays, and I'll see you next time.